Void cult. Messiah is the final prophet of an ancient sect that worshipped the emptiness between worlds. Long before the Forsaken Island appeared, his cult believed that true power came from surrendering one's identity to the void, letting it rewrite your flesh, your mind, and your purpose. He was once a normal man, a scholar obsessed with forbidden scriptures. But after decoding a ritual carved into fossilized stone, he opened a tear into the void and allowed something ancient to step through him. His body survived. His soul did not. Now he walks the island as a twisted messiah, his form constantly shifting like liquid shadow. His voice echoes in multiple tones at once, speaking in riddles that lure victims closer. To him, every player is a future disciple, and every kill is a rebirth. When he strikes, the air warps, lights dim, and the void pulses like a heartbeat. Before the collapse of the old Roblox world, guest accounts wandered freely, silent, harmless, and ignored by most players. But among them was one anomaly: Guest 333, a userless entity that appeared during the server outages and vanished before anyone could capture proof. At first, he seemed like a glitch. He moved faster than normal guests, loaded into maps before the lobby even finished generating, and could see players through walls. But the real terror began when he started copying people. Anyone who got too close found their controls locking up, their screen freezing for a split second, and then an empty, blank-faced clone of themselves standing behind Guest 333. Those clones didn't speak. They didn't emote. They simply hunted. The developers tried to erase him from the database, but Guest 333 had already spread beyond the code. His presence became a rumor whispered by beta testers. If you ever load into a match alone and see a guest standing perfectly still in the dark, leave immediately. Evermore is not a creature, not a ghost, not even a being in the traditional sense. It is a place, a cursed realm that somehow learned how to wear a body. Long ago, explorers found an abandoned village on the edge of a black forest. The air inside the village felt wrong. Too cold, too quiet, too hollow. Shadows clung to the walls even under daylight, and the birds refused to fly over it. The locals called it Evermore, the land that refuses to die. When night fell, the village shifted. Buildings stretched like breathing lungs, windows blinked like eyes, and the roads rearranged themselves. Those who entered Evermore never walked out the same way, if they walked out at all. Over centuries, the place developed a hunger. It wanted more than lost travelers. It wanted the living, and it wanted to follow them. In the Forsaken world, Evermore manifests as a tall, crooked figure made of fog, roots, and broken architecture. Before becoming a Forsaken killer, Screamer was an underground audio engineer known only by his tag, SCM-R. He specialized in experimental sound design. Frequencies that bent reality, pulses that induced hallucinations, and tones so unstable they could crack cheap headphones. His goal was simple: create the perfect scare, a sound that bypassed the brain and struck directly at the nervous system. One night, while mixing a forbidden frequency set, he pushed the volume far beyond safe limits. Neighbors reported hearing a single deafening shriek that made windows warp and streetlights flicker. When authorities broke into his studio, they found the equipment melted, the walls vibrating like living tissue, and SCMR himself fused into his speakers, eyes wide, mouth frozen in a silent scream. But the scream wasn't silent. Not anymore. Before the island fell, B4L3RKIDD was a rising esports prodigy, a kid who mastered every movement tech, every frame, every exploit. His real name is forgotten, buried under leaderboards and rage-filled forum threads. What people do remember is the glitch that ended his career. During a streamed tournament finale, he performed an impossible maneuver, a perfect mid-air rebound that the game engine was never designed to handle. The instant he landed, the server overloaded. Viewers saw his avatar stretch, distort, and snap into a static pose, arms hanging, head tilted, face blank. Then the screen went black for everyone. He never logged out. He never returned home. And that broken avatar never despawned. Some players claimed to meet him in abandoned servers at 3 a.m., frozen in place until they turned their back, then suddenly right behind them. Others said he moved only in teleport-like jumps, skipping animations entirely, like a corrupted speedrunner trapped between frames. Long before the Forsaken world twisted into horror, children whispered a bedtime legend about a silver-cloaked fairy who granted wishes. But the legend left out the truth. The godmother did not grant wishes freely. She collected the debt. She was once a celestial keeper of balance, a spirit tasked with rewarding the kind-hearted and punishing the corrupt. But centuries of desperate prayers, selfish bargains, and mortal greed slowly poisoned her. Every wish granted drained a piece of her purity, until the day she granted a wish she shouldn't have. A dying king begged her to save his kingdom no matter the cost. She obeyed. The kingdom survived. But every soul within its walls became her property. The godmother transformed, her wings turning to brittle glass, her wand bending into a jagged, needle-thin spike. She learned to twist promises, turning innocent requests into lifelong curses. And when her realm finally collapsed, she slipped into the Forsaken world, where desperate survivors make the perfect prey. Before the Forsaken world swallowed him, Batter was an infamous street athlete known for one thing: he never missed a hit. He grew up in abandoned lots and broken courts, practicing with whatever he could find: metal pipes, wooden bats, rusted poles. While other kids played for fun, he played to survive. But everything changed during a citywide blackout. A mysterious broadcast appeared on every TV, an invitation to a zero-rule tournament held deep under the stadium. Batter joined out of curiosity, and because he needed the prize money. What he found was not a tournament. It was a trap. Contestants fought in total darkness while strange figures watched from behind bulletproof glass. Only one rule existed: if you fall, you stay down. Batter won every match. But the final opponent wasn't human.